Hi everyone. So today I will try to create with you these simple models that I did prepare for myself to be able to create art. And sometimes, you're like kind of stuck in the process. So this can be helpful. So, and this one, just simple one that you need just first type of the tools that usually using for mandala painting. So what I mean, this type of tools you can buy almost everywhere online. So I saw these tools on Amazon, I saw on Etsy, on Temu, so you kind of can choose where you're buying all your tools for creation. So we will use today these ones. So there are a lot of more, as you know, but these ones like most common, so we will use this one. So as you know already, I believe that not most, but very important, your paint consistency. So today I will use this one, Deco Art. So this one is good to go, so you may find it's difficult to find it outside of the United States, but still you can order online, and you can find also actually another type of the paints that will be helpful for you. So we will go like that from the first start. Of course, I'm not starting with the first type of dots, but maybe I should. So it's the first one, I believe, just most simple one. So we just trying to contact with our surface, and as much as we are pouring down, paint is going down. So don't try to save some paint, so you need to use a lot of paint. So again and again you're pouring, and some paint going down, and still some leaving on your tool. So you can go, for example, up, and you can see this dot will be a little bit less. So we can use this trick further when we are creating like most complicated patterns. So this one, I believe, is the most popular, the simple one, just dots. So we are going ahead, and I will choose the one interesting fact that I find out and found like a little bit tricky. So I started with paint on like we are doing this today on paper, but paint reacted with the paper not the same way as when you will paint on another surfaces. You need to remember about that. So somehow paint reacting with the paper like immediately. So sometimes you can't remove something if you did mistake, but if you are like using paper like a training tool, it's a wonderful one. So for next one, I will use this one, this bigger tool, and make one, I may say, main dot. And you can see I'm going down and paint going down also. So you can do this a couple of times. And you see this nice dot. So this, we may say this is like another type of dots, but we will use it like further with another tool. So I'm coming back to this one, the big one, and pouring in a paint and going up. it's nice already. That's what I'm in love with painting because of this reason, and dotting is like one of the interesting one that you can like enjoy. So what we are doing next, we are going around this big dot. So we can go like this way. We can do 2 dots, like to prepare for ourselves where to go next. And after that we are going down around this big dot. As you can see, you can move the same tool and help yourself a little bit. And again, you can see like paint reacting with paper immediately, but for this particular case, it's not a big problem for us. And going around. And again, coming back if we need with the smallest tool. Nice. So, because we already used some paint from these dots, so we can technically add a little bit over there and over there. We can go around one more time with kind of adding a little bit. So you can play around and create the most beautiful or perfect dot if you want to. So going ahead. And this interesting one, I never thought about that actually, but I saw somewhere this next pattern, so it's pretty nice actually. So we again going with the big dot and playing around. So what we are doing? We are doing 2 dots. You can see need a little bit more paint. 1 and the next one like opposite. And now we are already nice, as you can see. So now we are going around. Maybe we need to go with the small tool again. And so we can try to make it a little bit better. As you can see, paint already reacted, so what I like about art that you can't be wrong. It's your creation and you can do and change whatever you want. Okay, the next one. The next one, maybe the most popular one, or one of the most popular. So again, we are going with the big one, big dot, big tool and big dot. And we are playing around with dots. As you can see, maybe you can like come back to the dots to make it a little bit bigger. And another side. We are trying to make it as close as you can, but not too close to mix two dots together. So we are not trying to combine dots. Yes. This is one of the most popular. Okay, next one. Again, we are playing with the big to one dot and playing around here. So again, I never use it, but I saw a lot of artists using it, like part of your design, your art. So I decided to add this to my collection and to yours now. So we're going this way as we did before, going around. And making one more a little bit bigger dot. So how we're doing this, we can use the same tool, but we can pour a little bit more paint. Sorry, somehow using paint instead of the paint. And going down, going around. So this can be like literally part of the design that you are created. So it looks very nice actually. So next one. Again, big one central dot. And one of the variations, so you can do like literally two dots. And playing around the biggest one, the big dot. You see, you can add some paint in the process. And variation of this variation already. So what we can do, we will go with a big central dot. And 3 dots on the top. Not exactly on the top, but in this case, like that. So actually this may be part of your design, but what I wanted to show, we are going around. Again, we can do 2 dots and playing around with a smaller tool. Okay, next line. The first line we completed. So this is one of the basics ones, and the next like going on the top of these ones. So again, going with one big dot. and playing around. Again, doing as you can see, I'm adding a little bit paint in the process to make it even more beautiful. Yes. And in this case, we're going further. We did one like that. But if you need to make it a little bit bigger, you can go up. For example, you have like a little bit more space on your paint, and you can like going down and a little bit add volume. And again, I was in situation, for example, that I didn't have like too much space, so I didn't go around, as you can see. So this can be stay like that or go a little bit down. In this case, I wouldn't go too much down because of trying to create this on a paper, and it's a little bit not comfortable to make it on this surface, but I believe you understand my idea. And a little bit more paint. When it's drying out, this may add a little bit volume to your dots. Again, next one, variation of this one. Again, one big dot. And now we are trying to add a little bit space between two dots. So we are going down around. Move a little bit paint. I'm adding a little bit over there and over there. And now the next level we can do like that. Again, it really depends what are you creating. So that's again what I'm in love with the art, that you can actually choose your imagination and create something like it's beautiful and nobody did before. Going down a little bit. You can leave it like that, because sometimes this is a part of the design. And I'll show you the next variation of this variation. Again, big dot we are playing around. As you understand, the size of these dots can be different. We're just using this like a template. So we are doing like that, and going around. Adding. You can see you can add on this stage a little bit paint, playing around. Playing, going around, I've heard a lot of variation even of this term. And the next one will be a little bit bigger. Again, I will use the same tool, just making a little bit bigger dots, pouring more paint. And going around. You can see it's not enough paint, so adding paint. I can promise you it's so difficult on a paper, but on a wood, on other surfaces, which will be much easier. Okay, so you can see a lot of different variation, just adding a little bit more over there and over there, and this changing a lot, but we are still playing, as you can see, with the same tools. So next one, we can do variation of this one. Again, big, one big toe. And this time I will try to play a little bit like that. Two dots, one dot. And going around with the dots. Nice one. Okay. Maybe now I want to show you a couple of more variations. Again, it's not like I did plan this, but now I see it makes sense. So let's try to think. I want to show you how this all can play out with different sizes. So as you can see, we are playing with the same dimensions. Let's use this word. What if we will use another one? I don't know, for example, this one, a little bit smaller. And create like the same pattern, like this, for example. So we are going around and around. As you can see, it's like the same, but looks like a little bit different on your particular paint. And if this dot will be even smaller, this will be like more different, and you can play around. And actually I want to show you this now, and actually try first time. So we will do like that, a little bit smaller tool, and plain like that. Okay. It's not going according to the plan already, as you can see. Yeah, you can see the tool should be clean. And now I clean and dry. And now I'm showing you how it looks like when it's not like that. So a little bit more paint. And we can do 2 dots. Actually, this is the first and the famous and most important part for myself. That what I like. I'm in love with art, that you just create whatever you like and whatever you call to. So let's go like that. And like that. And you can see just really nice. And third one, if we will use the same size of dots, how it will look like. Maybe the third one like a little bit bigger, but just literally a little bit. So using the same tools, checking how to clean and dry, and playing around and around and around and a little bit around. So it really depends of the size, and again you can imagine that these can be different colors. So we used now only one color, but actually you can create whatever you want. So let's go ahead. So we have some space over there. Okay, a little bit. We have some space to play. So the next one I want to show you. Actually pretty beautiful. I like this pattern. So what we are doing, for me it's kind of a little bit like more like flora motifs, but actually everything in dot in like connected with nature. So what we are doing, we did like one dot and going down with smaller tool, and as you can see, you can like do it a little bit thinner. The next one is going over there. Again, check it's clean, small tool, and going down and going down. So this can be like part of the pattern that you leave in like that, because sometimes you have like small spaces and you want to feel it. And again, you can play with different colors. It can be like pretty beautiful. And if you have like more space, you can go down and again going down, and it's already nice, as you can see. Sometimes if you have, I want to leave this like that, and I'll show the next one for you. We have plenty of space to show this. So again, we are doing the central one. Central one, sometimes you can do a little bit bigger. Going down with smaller tool. You can hear like this special sound when you're painting on a paper. Again, going with tool around. Two more. So you can see it depends how much space you want to feel. So sometimes you can leave it like that. Going down. These lines can be literally whatever you want. You can see this one shorter than this one, for example. So, but if you want to feel it even more and play, as I said, with colors. So now I'm going with a smaller tool and going like that. Pretty nice. I like the small dots. They're making huge difference actually. As you can see in some paints, like it's literally art. Okay, so as I said, this one can be like contain only first three central one, and you don't need to add anything else. This can be one color or different colors, so it really depends what you want to create. Next one, I want to show you again. This literally popular when you want to. I'm choosing like another tool now. When you want to create something, some lines, when you want to separate one part of the paint from another, you can use this one. So you can literally create a line. What I'm doing, I'm going with line of dots, but you can see I'm leaving a little bit space between. Now I'm just painting without any lines, but when you have your lines on your mandala base, you can see how to put these dots exactly in places, so it will be like exact with the same sizes and space between dots. Okay, made first one. And next line. And in this case, you can use different colors, and you can use different type of materials. What I mean, you can make like volume dots. As you know, sometimes we can use dimensional dots. I will show you the next one. So we are going with the small tool again, and we are going like that down. Again, cleaning the dots, cleaning the tool, sorry. You can leave it like that. It's pretty nice actually. Or you can go like usually we going up. Okay. So I want to do this. And as you can see, we used a little bit paint, so we can add now. As you can see, pretty nice. So now I want to show you what we can do with dimensional dots. As you know, sometimes we can use and add a little bit volume. So this is one of the brands that you can use. I'm not sure. So we can create dimensional dots like that and leave it like that, or we can use these dots and create the same type of a line. I want to show you. It's actually pretty beautiful, especially on a big paint. So this kind of a paint like literally changing game. So we can leave it like that, and or we can go like that, and you can see how it looks like. So it's pretty beautiful, as you can see. Interesting that this is like central part in our paint today. Okay, the next one. This kind of already combination of different patterns that we already used, but I found it pretty beautiful and I want to show you. So we can use another tool. Like, unfortunately I can't give you numbers, but I like that you can like actually try and create something for yourself, from yourself. And this one looks like that. So we are creating 3 like middle size dots. This one going a little bit down. And over there we are using another tool, like a little bit, making dot a little bit smaller. So, and we can leave it like that. I found this pretty interesting and beautiful. Or we can add a little bit more. So we go in with a small tool, the same or different color, and going down like that. So we're adding a little bit like small nuances that making like this literally beautiful. Look at this. It's pretty nice. Again, you can leave it like that. You can add something over there, especially if you have like some dimensional tools, paints. So over there, you can play around as much as you can. It's wonderful. And another variation of this one, I want to show you. So again, we are going with 3 the same size tools, dots. This first one going down. And a little bit smaller one going over there. The same as we just created. And the next one, if, for example, you want to add something on the top, you can do, I will add these 2 lines also. Again, I just show you that you actually can do not lines, but small dots, and this will be pretty nice. As you can see, a lot of nuances. You can create whatever you want, literally whatever you want. So what I can see, how you can make it even more interesting. So we are going back to our tool that we used before. I need to clean it a little bit. As you can see, if you didn't dry out your tool, you can get this effect like you see before. You can see difference, yeah. This time tool was like a little bit not dry out completely, so you can see difference. So tools should be dry and clean. Again, what we can do with lines like we did over there, but again, you can play as you can see, go with this central dot and going around if you want to, or you can go around like that. So really depends what you want to create. I want to try this one again. On a wood I will try to do like long lines, but now because I know like how unfortunately paper reacting, so I will go with dots. For example, you can add a little bit paint if it's not enough on your tool, not too much. And you can see it's like another pattern. So you can play over there actually. So you can do whatever you want, literally. Okay, and maybe over there I want to show you. So these lines can be different sizes also. You understand this, so you can add something else. And maybe I'll show you how it looks like with a big tool. On a big paint you actually can use this one also. So we are coming back to our big tools. For example, like that. As you can see, you can add more and more paint. Going down, down, down. And now we are going like that. You remember that your tool should be dry and clean. So you can see you need to open this bulb. And also you can see on the big dots you literally can move paint around. Pretty nice. And of course up. As you can see, I'm moving and making like paint moving around. And this one. Again, you can see we a little moved a little bit paint, so you can add if you need it. And okay, so I want to show maybe a couple of more variations that we are literally using. Maybe it is not like patterns, but there are because we are using this. So sometimes we need, I'm showing this for you on with the big dots, but actually it's going with literally with the small ones. So sometimes we wanna add, we got like more space between dots, so we wanna add a little bit small ones between, and as you can see, this make like a lot of difference. Yes. And one more. Yeah, sometimes I want to show you, sometimes we have like some space, we want to add something, but we don't have like too much space to play around. So what I'm doing in this case, we are going with the small, for example, these patterns that we did before. And we are playing around. As you can see, it looks like a little bit different when it's small one. And now we can play around further. So, for example, we have like some space from the both sides. So we can go like that with 2 more dots. And again, playing around. One more variation that I pretty like. We're going with a little bit bigger tool, maybe even more than this one, but I want to show you how it looks like. So we're going with a lot of paint and moving this paint down with a smaller tool. Using a little bit smaller tool and making 2 dots and moving a little bit down and creating, like you can see, it's like looks like a tree. In this time, as you can see over there, we didn't try to connect dots. In this case, I want to try to connect dots and create like sort of a tree. And we go down with a little bit smaller tool and doing 2 dots over there. And again, you can leave it like that, or you can again with the smallest tool connect this, and you can go like that. Or I will create maybe another one to show how it works. When we are going even with more paint, and we can more space to play around. Going down, literally down, 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 as much as we can. two smaller tool dots. And with the smallest tool, I'm going, as you can see, like that. We're going, not trying to connect these ones. And going with the smaller tool and adding like so you can see the difference, yeah. But with all these small nuances, your art will look like even more interesting, as you can see. Huge difference, almost the same, but different. Okay, and we have some more space. I'm not trying to fill everything because you can leave some space for yourself to create something additional. But I want to use this one to show you again patterns that we are using to create like bigger flowers, as I may say. So we are again doing a big dot, like central part. And now we are playing around with dots. So we are going with the biggest, like central part, central dots, and going down. As you can see, if you don't have too much paint left, you can do, but be pretty careful with amount of paint. And we almost did the same over there, but you can see difference. Over there it's like central dot, like smaller, but actually with a bigger one it's more interesting or like more dimensional. So, but in this case we did a little bit smaller because we are going around. If it's easier for you, you can do from both sides and going down. And if we are changing game a little bit when we are changing a little bit this central ones. So what we are doing, we are going with the small tool down like we did before. And now we are playing around with dots. Again, you need a lot of paint on your tool. Because you need to go like down a little bit more. So And you can leave it like that, of course, and you can go and add one more round, circle round, and like that. Again, you need more paint. On your tool, because you need to go around a little bit further. A little bit more. Okay, so I'm leaving this space for you to add something from yourself, because as you can see, you have like, you're getting like plenty amount space for your creation. One more thing I want to show you today is my template that I did create to train yourself, and you can upload this on my Etsy shop. You can see a link in description below. So this template, just simple one, just to go and train yourself how to do these dots. So this is like not the most first level with dots, but you can't help. I can't create something like to help with the small tools, but when you are going around and playing around, you can already like use this one. You can print. I'll show you this one pattern, and how you can use it and how you can train your skills and create this art. So we are going almost the same way we did before, and doing the central part. And using another tool and playing around, as you can see. So you can see that you can see borders, and this literally helping to do this. And you can add a little bit more paint on your tool if you need. As you can see, it's pretty simple to when you are using this template. And you have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 patterns to train yourself. And one more secret that I want to say, that you actually can use different colors. So central part will be, for example, the same color, and you can play around with the different colors. And again, you can train yourself, and you can see how different colors can be combined, because it's, for myself, it's like the best part of the art. You can like literally mix colors and create something absolutely new with the same set of tools. So thank you very much for your attention, and I hope we can create some more beautiful art in our lives together.